Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. Hopefully, everybody's staying healthy and everything like that. Um, Being as it's rainy all this week, today I thought I would kind of do some little tips on some fish bait. Uh, I don't know if some of your kids or even you adults that want to get out during this pandemic and do some little catfishing or anything like that. So I thought I'd do a video and show a couple ingredients that I use that are real simple and cheap. So um, two of the things I've will be using is hot dogs and chicken breasts. I go to I went to Aldi's and bought a cheap package of hot dogs and everything like that. And basically, what you want to do is cut them up in like quarters. But kind of before you do that, I always nuke my hot dogs in the microwave so they're just a little bit harder and they stay on your hook a lot easier. So here, let's see, I'll try to adjust my camera here. So basically, I just get some of these hot dogs. Some of these I've had in the freezer, so I was like, man, I need to mix some ingredients with them. So the couple ingredients, the one ingredient that I'll basically will use is either Kool-Aid, either the grape flavor, strawberry. I even got the cherry flavor. There's the strawberry. And also lemonade. You can kind of use any kind of flavors, blueberry or whatnot. And also, I know people use the Jello too. So you can usually use a box of Jello to mix within your hot dogs or chicken breasts. And then the Kool-Aids, you usually do about 2 or 3 packets of those. You can either use a gallon size bag, or for me, I might just use a small bag or something like that for my different flavors and everything, so I'm not wasting a whole big gallon size bag. So the other ingredients that I'm gonna mix with the Kool-Aids is either garlic salt, some imitation vanilla, and you can also even use some onion powder. So you just kind of whatever you want to feel like using and everything. So basically, like I said, you want to cut these hot dogs at about 1-inch cubes. You get them too big, they're going to be way too big and for your hook. And then when you toss that line out there and you have too big of a hot dog or too big of a chunk of chicken breast, these fish are just going to take it right off the hook and everything. And so, but I'll go into more details on putting it on the hook here in a little bit. So, but yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of cut these up real quick in about 1-inch cubes. Like I said, I got plenty of hot dogs here, so I'm gonna use different flavors. Like I say, use whatever the catfish is biting. Like I say, another product you could use is Spam. I know people have used Spam. I haven't personally tried Spam yet, but another catfish bait I tend to use is shrimp too. So cut up the last few hot dogs here. And I tell you what, I'm really needing some fish therapy as it's been raining all week. I'm just hoping we don't get so much this summer like we did last year, where it's going to flood all the lakes and stuff, because I didn't really get out too much last year. And it's hard to get to the lake and all. Alright. So I got the hot dogs cut up. And I'm going to go with the first batch. These hot dogs that I kind of, and like I say, even your chicken breasts, even if they get outdated and stuff, they're still good to use. I mean, why not use it for catfish bait and stuff? So there's a little small package of that, and then I'm gonna go with my favorite, grape. I love grape. So try a couple packets of this, and like I said, you can use Jello. If you use the box Jello, usually just one box of that is good enough for that. When I went fishing 2 years ago out there, I was setting the trout lines out there at Cheney, and I just used hot dogs. I nuked them in the microwave and everything like that. And I forgot to, use the Kool-Aid or Jello and stuff, so I just seen a video just kind of remind me. I was like, man, I need to get some Kool-Aid and stuff like that and try that out. So when I used a hot dog on those trout lines, I was using hot dogs, and also was using goldfish. So I ended up catching my biggest fish that I've caught was the 19-pound channel catfish. So there I put in about 3 packets of Kool-Aid. We'll see how that kind of works out. And then I'm going to throw in some garlic salt. Just kind of throw it in there. There's not really a specific amount. I just throw quite a bit in there. Open up, and then, like I say, if I need to, I can add more grape jelly to it or whatever, which I might probably, we'll see. I might add maybe one more packet to this and stuff. Never hurt. It's not too bad, but I'll show you here in a second. I'll add another packet. There we go. And I don't know, you can probably, it's kind of, you can kind of tell. These hot dogs were already kind of cooked and everything, and I just had them in the freezer. And alright, there's that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this just so I know that I use grape, garlic salt, there, first bag. So that, now use some more of these other hot dogs. Like I say, why I use sandwich bags. They're smaller and everything, easy to deal with, not crowded up all in your freezer and everything, and easy to pack to go when you throw them in your little cooler that you're going to take. Or I'm just going to mix about that. I'm going to try cherry on these. So I was at the store earlier today and I just forgot to write Jello on my list to pick up. But like I say, this will work. Just use a little more packets than you, the Kool-Aid than you would the Jello. But right, these are cheap. Like I say, this is real cheap, good fish bait. And what I use as far as my hooks for catfish are my circle hooks. A lot easier to go on and everything. So, and add some garlic, salt to it. Go. Whew. Oh. And then generally I let them sit in the, like for the Jello, generally you want to set them in the refrigerator for, you know, a few hours and stuff like that. So I'll put these in the refrigerator and then eventually, you know, I put them in the freezer. So there, it's kind of hard to tell, but you can see it's a lot redder on the hot dogs and everything. So, and I'll mark this. Use this. I use cherry on this one. With garlic salt. Use initials for garlic salt. Alright. And use another. Like I say, this is, I mean, this is a lot of bait, but since I do trout lines, you know, this works out good because I have multiple little hot dogs that I can just go and set them on the trout lines and stuff. So generally, you know, I'll have about 20 to 25 hooks on the trout line. This next one, I'll use some strawberry. I'm not a big strawberry fan. Don't like strawberries, but I know, I'm weird. Heard that multiple times, but you know what? It's for the fish, so I don't care. Whatever. Get some fish for me this year, and hopefully need to fill the freezer up. I still got crappie, a little bit of crappie, not too much. A couple bagfuls of crappie, and then I got about a gallon size of the white bass I caught back in end of March, and that kind of filled up. Well, probably a little oversized, just a little over half a gallon bag of white bass. What I might do is even use some of this stuff for my crappie heads. Crappie heads, live bait heads. I got crappie and white bass. You can use those for catfish as well. I'm going to throw in some imitation vanilla in this one, just to try to stir it up a little bit. But just FYI, when you're out at the lake and you can use those crappie heads, and or use a whole crappie or bluegills or perch. But on the white perch, you got to check your rules and regulations. Like at Cheney Lake, you're not allowed to use white perch, live white perch as bait. You'd have to cut them up. So, but white perch, I've caught them over at a friend of mine's house, Jim's house, and shoot, we've caught a crap load of white perch there, and they taste pretty good. All right, so that's strawberry. I know this video is kind of going long, so it's my first take of doing the video. I figured, you know, some of the kids might get into fishing, or they've probably been fishing and haven't been catching fish. By all means, if they want to go fishing, you know, hit me up. I'm all about taking people out if they want to go. Right. All right. Next, I'm going to use the. I still got another thing of hot dogs, but I'm going to use up these chicken breasts. Again, you want to cut them up 1-inch cubes. Any bigger, you're going to lose your bait, because if it's hanging off and off that hook, they're going to eat that right up. Fillet here. Like I say, when you go to the store, get your cheapest chicken breasts and everything. I bought these at Aldi's and everything, so they're pretty cheap. So. All right, let me grab my All right, here's my fishing pole, my catfish pole. This ugly stick that I gotten quite a few years ago at Cabela's, but there's the circle hook. Generally, you want to get about 6, number 6, number 8 circle hooks. And I use like a leader line. You know, and I'll just use this as an example here. So you just kind of want to get that chicken breast right up there, and you want it to basically, you know, something like that, because you don't want that chicken breast, you know, hiding that hook or anything. You want it where that there we go. You want that chicken breast kind of right up there, showing that hook, so that catfish can take a chomp off that, and there you have it. So there's my little tip. I was like, man, I was bored and stuff, so I was like, I went to the store. Like I said, I got my Kool-Aid and everything, and I was just gonna make stuff up for my catfish. Might as well, since it's been raining. But got any questions or anything like that, or want to go out fishing, just give me a holler. Again, stay safe. God bless. See you guys.